This is the philosophical lifter. Hey guys, welcome to Strong with Raj. No nonsense strength training. Today, while you watch me do my lifting in my gym, we are going to talk about, or I should say, I'm going to talk about existentialism. As you know that I love my lifting, but I haven't shared with you guys that I love philosophy. I love how there are more than many ways of expressing how we see the world, the universe, and how we interpret and how we actually express how we see the universe and the world. And I suppose in from very early days, philosophy was one of those branches which made an attempt to explain the world around us, not science. I think science came later on before we had different ways and gadgets and experiments that we could conduct. So I have been wanting to talk about it, and I said, why not? Why not we talk about while you guys watch me do my lifting, and we can just learn something and try to connect it to lifting. So killing two stone, no, killing two birds with one stone. So anyway, about existentialism. I think I'm going to struggle pronouncing this word more, but I will do my best. Existentialism. It is not just a dusty academic concept, it is a profound challenge to how we live and how we lift. This is a 20th century philosophical movement, so fairly new and modern. This movement puts an individual freedom and choice at the very center of existence. While its roots can be traced back to the revolutionary ideas of 19th century thinkers like Soren Kierkegaard and Friedrich Nietzsche, existentialism as a major force is largely associated with philosophers like Jean-Paul Sartre and Martin Heidegger. Bear with me and please forgive me if I pronounce these names incorrectly because they are quite European name and I'm a guy from India who lives in Australia. So please, as we lift weight and push our bodies, we'll delve into the core principle of this philosophy and explore how they can inform our approach to life and to every single rep. Don't forget, we are also talking about weightlifting while we talk about philosophy. The radical truth: existence precedes essence. Existentialism' most famous and perhaps most terrifying truth is this: existence precedes essence. What does this mean? It's a direct rejection of the traditional idea that we are born with a predefined purpose or a fixed nature. We are not a knife born with the essence of cutting. We're born simply as existing beings. Our essence, who we become, is not given to us, but is created through our actions, our choices, and our commitments. We are, in every moment, defining ourselves. We are an influx. I think we are not set or settled. I believe we are established, but yet progressing and evolving. The groundwork for this idea was laid by a few courageous thinkers. Soren Kierkegaard, a Danish philosopher, is often considered a precursor to this movement. He wrote about the immense weight of individual choice, especially in the face of a philosophical doubt. His famous concept of the leap of faith refers specifically to the act of embracing Christian religious belief. It's a deeply personal and irrational decision that requires a willingness to surrender to the unknown. For Kierkegaard, this was the ultimate expression of individual commitment and the terrifying freedom to choose a life of meaningful in a seemingly meaningless world. Wow, that is so powerful. His German counterpart, Friedrich Nietzsche, pushed this even further with his famous proclamation that God is dead. Imagine how much of trouble Nietzsche would have gone for writing that. I think philosophers were also very revolutionary in their own way. Philosophers were also very brave and warrior like. for coming up with a statement like that. God is dead. Anyway, he argued that humanity was now free from a predefined moral order. This wasn't a call for chaos, but a challenge for us to create our own values and to become who we thought our actions, living what he called an authentic life of self creation. The key principles from anxiety to absurdity. In the 20th century, these ideas crystallized into a formal philosophical movement led by figures like Jean-Paul Sartre and Martin Heidegger. They grapple with the chaos of war and social upheaval, and their work provides us with the tools to live authentically in the face of it all. Sartre's concept of bad faith is a powerful one. It refers to the human tendency to deny our own freedom. That is deep. We act in bad faith when we lie to ourselves, pretending that we are not responsible for our choices. We say things like, I could not help it, or it's just the way I am. In doing so, we become objects rather than free subjects, escaping the burden of our own freedom. Heidegger, a German philosopher, introduced the concept of authenticity. This refers to the state of living a life true to one's own choices and values, rather than simply following the expectation of others or to the norms of society. It's about being aware of your own existence and taking full personal responsibility for it. To live authentically is to own your choices. Two other giants of the movement added crucial layers. Albert Camus, I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing this name correct. So good that I'm going to say it again. Albert Camus, a French Algerian philosopher, dealt with the problem of the absurd. He saw the human search for meaning in a silent, meaningless universe was a fundamental conflict. His solution was not to escape the absurd, but to rebel against it by embracing life fully and passionately, even without preordained purpose. His contemporary Simone de Beauvoir, let me say it again, Simone de Beauvoir, famously applied existentialist ideas to feminism, arguing that one is not born but rather becomes a woman. Wow, that needs unpacking. She contended that social expectation and norms limit our freedom and push us toward inauthenticity. Her philosophy is a call to take responsibility for our own liberation and to create our own identities beyond the roles society assigned to us. These concepts, freedom, responsibility, authenticity, and the confrontation with the absurd, are not just abstract ideas. They are lived experience, and there is no better place to confront them than in the gym. In Existentialism under the bar, confronting choice and self creation. Every time you step into the gym, you're faced with a series of choices that are uniquely yours. The bar doesn't care about your feelings, your genetics, or your schedule. It only responds to the effort you make. And in this small, honest arena, you are a master of your own destiny. When you walk up to a heavy deadlift, you are not just moving a weight, you are confronting a choice. You can either back down and act in bad faith, telling yourself the weight is too heavy because of your sleep, your stress, or your genetics. Or you can take the full responsibility for the choice. Brace your core and pull that bar. Every single rep, every successful lift, and even every failure is an act of self creation. You are defining yourself as a person who is strong, resilient, and dedicated, not because you were born that way, but because you consciously choose to do the work. The total on the bar isn't just a number, it's a physical representation of the existential choices you have made. This is the very essence of authenticity under the bar. You are training for you, on your terms, for your own reasons. You're not training to impress a stranger on the internet or to conform to some image. You are the architect of your own strength. And the gym is the workshop where you forge who you are. Conclusion: the weight of freedom. As we finish our lift and walk out of the gym, we are reminded that existentialism is a philosophy that emphasizes individual freedom and choices. It encourages us to take responsibility for our lives, to make choices that align with our values, and to live authentically. By embracing this philosophy, we can cultivate a deeper sense of purpose and meaning, both in our fitness journey and in our lives as a whole. The next time you're in gym, remember that you are not just lifting weights, you are lifting the weight of freedom and responsibility. You're embracing the uncertainty and complexity of human existence. And with every rep, you are becoming stronger, both physically and mentally, because you are becoming more truly you. If this idea resonated with you, let me know what choice you will make today to live more authentically. And if you want another philosophy next, let me know. No nonsense, just results. I'll see you next time.